So the last time that I uploaded a video solely dedicated to the details in Red Dead Redemption 2 was all the way back in November 2018. And as a channel dedicated to video game details, that is borderline criminal. After this week's Red Dead Redemption 1 re-release announcement, I wanted to remind everyone what Rockstar games are actually good at, because recently they haven't been at their best. So join me today for the first episode in a brand new mini-series, where we cover some of the best examples of attention to detail seen in Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, of course, a lot has changed since 2018. We now have one of the biggest Easter egg and detail communities on YouTube. So hopefully you can suggest loads of cool things that I never knew about Red Dead 2 in the comments. As always, a massive thank you to my Patreon backers and YouTube channel members for their awesome support, and without further delay, let's get started. Right, let's begin today's video with one of my all-time favourite Red Dead Redemption 2 details. One of the best parts of Red Dead 2 are the stories that you can stumble on when exploring the game's world. One such story can be found in the town of Strawberry.
Ooh, look at this baby, huh? Best you can find.
Yeah, looks like a good one.
And she ain't just a looker neither. Watch this.
Hey, don't do that.
Fast like lightning, that's how you gotta do it.
Yeah, listen, I believe you, I really do, but...
Oh, I can handle a blind,
that
too.
don't seem
I'll show
like
you.
the best idea.
Yeah.
Just stop waiting around. It ain't funny. No.
Relax.
Jesus Christ.
God damn it.
Are you
fine.
okay? That don't look good.
It's fine. I
It
just
ain't
gotta walk
fine. I
this
see
off.
you're bleeding.
Will you quit hassling me and leave me be?
Don't forget that.
So this man, who was keen to show off his gun, ended up shooting himself, leaving a bloody trail in his wake. Now obviously that's really cool, and 100% missable, but if you follow the man, he will limp all the way to the doctor's office. It's brilliant.
Morning.
Now this next detail explains the best way to handle a stressed horse. Emphasis on the word handle. Your horse in Red Dead 2 is a very important companion, so it's wise to look after it. Luckily, if you're not a horse expert, tips on how to take care of your four-legged friend can be found in store catalogues, and that includes how to treat gastric ulcers. To treat an ulcer, the horse needs to relieve stress. This can be accomplished by taking your horse to see another horse for some alone time, or if you're really desperate, manually assisting the horse to release that which has become pent up, which means what you think it does. Now this next detail makes a lot of sense, but it still surprised me when I found it. Here is the corpse of a man that I totally didn't kill to demonstrate this detail. As you can see, I have the option to loot the man, but if I set his body on fire, which will obviously set all of his belongings on fire, the option to loot him is now gone. Like I said, it's a detail that makes a lot of sense, but it's still cool. Next up is another detail that makes sense, but is perhaps even more impressive. If you stand in a boat and shoot the floor of said boat, this will happen. So shooting the boat will see it slowly fill with water before sinking completely. Again, it's a detail that makes perfect sense, but it's still very impressive. Up next is another example of Red Dead 2's excellent storytelling. When riding through West Elizabeth, there is a chance that this will happen.
See that? Feller's dead down there. Must have gone off the cliff.
Yep.
Think he's from that cabin up the way there. Poor bastard. Well, guess I'll tell the sheriff when I get to town.
So a man will call your attention to the body of someone down below. Now you could just go on about your day and ignore the body altogether, but if you don't, you can piece together a very sad puzzle. Taking a closer look at the body, you can find a photo of an unidentified woman. Though nearby you can also find a marriage certificate belonging to James Payton and Mildred Barr. So it's safe to assume that the woman in the photo is Mildred and the dead body is James. If you explore the surrounding area, you can find the cabin that the man originally spoke of, with packages piling up by the door. On the porch is a letter from Jim explaining that he's gone to pick up Mildred to bring her to their new home. Of course, we know that he never completed his journey. If you wait 24 hours, there'll be another letter on the porch, this time from Mildred to Jim, wondering where he is as her bags are packed and she's waiting for his arrival. It's a very sad story that could have been easily missed. This next detail can be found early on in the game's main story, and teaches you that in the world of Red Dead Redemption 2, mercy is a sign of weakness. At the beginning of the game, one of the O'Driscolls jumps Arthur in a barn. Of course, Arthur doesn't take this lightly and gives the man a beating. Now, at this point, you can choose to kill the man or let him leave. Well, if you let him leave, you can find him again in a later mission bragging about how he beat up Arthur.
Stupid, huh? Yeah, I showed that bastard. Left him in the dirt and walked away. You sure it was Dutch's boys? Yeah.
Get in position, Arthur. Now.
So why'd they let you go? I wouldn't have done. Fella didn't have much choice.
Quick, before you're spotted.
His teeth off the floor. And you didn't tell him nothing? Not a word.
Now, this next detail is another really small detail, but it's also one of the more badass looking animations in the game. If Arthur holds a stick of dynamite in his hand and lets the fuse burn, this will happen. So wisely, Arthur will automatically nip the fuse to stop the dynamite blowing his hand off. Next up is a detail that is perhaps the cutest detail in the entire game. Inside of the butcher's shop, sausages can be found hanging by the window. It's an effective marketing strategy, though it does attract customers who can't exactly pay. Stray dogs can often be found in the world of Red Dead 2, begging for food, and it seems that one of them has noticed the sausages in the butcher's window. So the dog will actually beg for the sausages. It's really cute, and unfortunately I haven't found a way to actually give the dog a sausage. Now, hunting plays a big part in Red Dead Redemption 2, and killing animals with the correct weapons decides whether an animal's skin is going to be useless or not. When hunting smaller enemies, you're encouraged to use small game arrows, and to craft one of these arrows you'll need a feather, an arrow, and for some reason, a shotgun shell. Well, the shotgun shell is added to the end of the arrow so that you don't ruin the animal's coat. As you can see in photo mode, the shell replaces the normally sharp arrow tip. Again, it's a really cool detail. The final detail is another detail that I'm really surprised Rockstar thought of when developing Red Dead 2. If you shoot the town bell in Rhodes, this will happen. So the unexpected gunshots and ringing bell will wake the citizens of Rhodes. It's really cool. So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, then leaving a like is really appreciated. Please leave your suggestions in the comments down below and I will make sure that you're featured in the next video. Thank you all for watching and I'll speak to you all soon.